And welcome back to part 5, the restringing of the forgotten legend. And this is not as easy as it might seem. I've done it many times, but not to this guitar. And this guitar's different. There's an example right here. Yeah, you've got to put the string through a very small hole. It's a little bit like trying to thread a needle using a straw as a guide. It's gone down the side of the hole it should have gone through. The rocker, the tuning rocker, if you like. It's gone down the clearance that it's got, about 0.5 mil. I don't know how it's done it, but it should have gone through the hole of the rocker. The rocker enables it to be tuned at the bridge end, and it's gone through the gap at the side. So if you have one of these KTT1 bridge systems, make sure you get the right hole. Giggity. So here we are, up at the correct end for tuning guitars up, and we've got something different to talk about up here as well. We've got a bar that holds the strings down. Never seen this before. And yeah, it's just basically to hold the... I don't know why it's there, but it's there. But anyway, coiling the strings up. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? Only we're going... Because of that bar there, I want to start off rolling around the top and then work down to the bottom to pinch the string in the hole, which is the opposite way round if the bar wasn't there, because you'd want your string to be at the top of the spool, at the top of the tuning peg. Hang on a minute, I've gone round the wrong way. Of course, it's a left-handed guitar, and it should be lefty-tighty, righty-loosen. Nice and easy to remember that one, eh? So I'll show you what I mean here by going above the spool, which you'd normally go below the spool, just there, and you can see a V is forming on the spool. Well, when that tightens up, it will grab the string that's going through the hole of the spool and pinch it together. It just, I mean, it's got locking nuts on it anyway, so it's not going to go out of tune. It's just a good practice, I suppose, to get into to what I call spool locking. You would normally start off at the bottom of the tuning peg spool and work it up above the hole, and then it forms a V over the string that's gone through the hole and pinches it. So if you like, just here, let's grab some pliers, I'll show you what I mean. Just nip it up, and the V that's formed in the middle has grabbed hold of the string that's going through it. I'm just tuning each string up as I'm going along to as best as I can do, just to stretch them springs at the, it's not Floyd Rose, what is it, KKT or something like that system. It's about there. And each time I've put a string on, I've had to re-tune each previous string. So that's what I'm just doing now. And I'll do that all the way up. You see, it's already put the string that we've just put on out of tune. I mean, okay, each string has to stretch, and that's why you should really leave them a couple of days to relax. But you've also got the springs at the tremolo end to contend with. So it's a bit like trying to measure with an elastic tape measure. And plus your neck bends as well, the more you put strain on it, which I'll go through later on. Just through there. Wind it round anti-clockwise. This is just something that I found I found this out just now. Wind it a couple of times around anti-clockwise and leave yourself a bit of space, and get winding anti-clockwise, lefty loose, lefty tighty, because we're on a left-handed guitar. Yeah, I'm sure you're righty-tighty on a right-handed guitar. But anyway, never noticed it before, didn't realise that maybe the tuning pegs are upside down as well. They don't make it easy for us left-handers, you know. But again, you can see again, I'm starting off at the bottom, and then I'll work my way up above the hole. No, sorry, round the other way. So I started on the top and I worked my way down to the bottom of the hole because of that bar that's holding the strings down. It would normally be the other way around. I perhaps left myself a little bit too much string here. But you watch how much the G string has gone out of tune. This is the B string, if you like. Second string. About there. A bit more. There you go. Already out of tune, way out of tune. That's just through string stretching and the buzz. String stretching and the springs stretching as well, and the neck bending with all the strings. This is why you should only do one string at a time, apparently, I was told. If you're replacing your whole set of strings on your guitar, only do one at a time, because your neck will go out of walla, and so will your springs if you've got a tremolo system. But anyway, we're not far off. Again, I mean, you can see how far it's gone out of tune just by tuning them all up. It's messed about with the rest of them. So what I'm doing is one at a time. Each time I put one on, I go through them all again, retune them up, and this will gradually stretch the springs on the tremolo system. And obviously the strings have got to stretch. Right, last string, top E string. Let's see if I can do it again without it all springing off. Round a couple of times anti-clockwise or counterclockwise if you're American. They get fiddly when they get this small. They're only gauge 10 standard. Oh god, there you go. Told you it'd ping off, didn't I? Trying my damnedest not to kink the string, because if you kink it, then obviously it's going to reduce its life expectancy. But yeah, lefty tighty. Get it right this time. Start at the top, which is upside down. A couple of wraps around the top, and then work my way down below the string that's going through the hole. Just keeping a little bit of tension on the string so that, well, just to stop it pinging off, basically. There's got to be a word for that instead of ping. What can we call it? Uncoiling. Yeah, I'm just keeping everything so that it's not kinking the string. We don't want to bend in the string. Just wants to be nicely wrapped around the spool. I've got to say, it's not a bad tone for this old amp that I'm using. Kind of getting exciting now. I've got all the strings on. I've got to admit that the bar that goes over the the strings does tidy it up a bit, but I don't see what its purpose is other than to look pretty. And those screws that are screwed into the headstock, they don't look that strong. You see, and again, I've got to go through the whole set of strings, tuning them up. So what I'll do is I'll leave it for a good while, just to stretch the tremolo springs, the neck, try and get that into a reasonable. It's all these variables you've got to sort of let relax under tension. Just chop them off, tidy the thing up, stop me poking myself in the eye with them. And yeah. Push them down out of the way. Psycho.
Sometimes you'll get it wrong, sometimes you'll get it right.
That's the restringing done. That concludes part 5. For part 6, follow the link at the end, and consider subscribing. Definitely have a look at the like button. Don't smash it, I don't want to be held responsible for that. But yeah, back in a bit for part 6.
The only thing I ask of you is like, comment, subscribe.